Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to sew on a button. You're going to need some thread, some scissors, and a needle, not a pin. The difference between a needle and a pin is the needle has a hole in the top for the thread and the pin has a ball on the top, so that when you use it, you put it through the fabric, it won't come through. A needle does come through. We also need a button, so you can have a 2-hole button, a 4-hole button, or one that has what they call a shank on the back and you sew through that area. 2-hole buttons you can only sew on one way. You go up through one hole, down through the other. A 4-hole button, there are 4 different ways you can sew it on. You got 2 lines, you've got a square, you got an X, and you got something that looks like an arrow. Your first step is you're going to be cutting thread. Now when you sew this, you're going to be using a normal weight thread. For me to do this demonstration, I'm using a heavier weight thread so that you can see what I'm doing. But your thread should be about 15 inches doubled. Okay? So you're going to take the needle and one end of your thread. You're going to pinch that down in your fingers and you're going to drop the needle over the top of the thread and you're going to pull it through. Sometimes you need to cut the end of the thread a little sharper if it's frayed like that. If you cut it nice and sharp, it will go through easily. And then you're going to pull the 2 ends together. The easiest way to make a knot is you're going to make a circle and you're going to stick the end through the circle and pull. Now, before you pull it really tight, if you do it a second time, you can make a nice big knot, and then you're going to cut this off. So now you've got your needle and thread, you've got the loop here, and for buttons, it's really about strength, so you want a double thread. Before you even pick up the button, you're going to put your needle down, and you're going to bring it back up wherever you want this button sewn. There shouldn't be big loops of thread on either side of this. And you're going to pick up your button. Now there is a right side to the button and a wrong side to the button. So the right sides generally have a lip, and if they're flat, it's the wrong side. If both sides are flat, then it's a reversible button. So once I've done that first stitch, I'm going to take my button and I'm going to put it onto the fabric. Now, if I hold the button with my thumb, I'm going to go down through a different hole than I came up with. And then I'm going to come up and go down through a different hole. So you got the beginning of the X there. That's the way most people sew their buttons on. Then you're going to do this 3 times through each hole of the button. So that's 2. And that's 3. And then you're going to go the opposite way. We've already done it once. That's twice. And the 3rd time. So if you turn it over, you'll see that the back looks just as good as the front. The last 2 steps are a little tricky. You're going to take your needle and you're going to come up under the button. See where it's under the button here? So when you pull it through and you look at it this way, your needle is under the button. Now you're going to wrap it around. The magic number of the day is 3, so I just wrapped it around 3 times. That lifts the button up off the fabric a little, so it makes it easier when you button. And then the last step is you slide your needle straight under the button from one side to the other. And you cut it off. And your button should look the same on the, or good on the top and on the bottom. So that's how to sew a button on.